So if I put this blanket here, she may come. She likes this one. She makes biscuits on it. So I thought, I'm gonna try to give it to her right now, but it's a little early. We're on a time schedule. I actually thought I would give you guys a like update. I posted it over on my Instagram maybe 3 weeks ago now, and about Miss Coco. See the ear flick? She knows I'm talking about her. She'll come, she will. About her having asthma. And again, it's been about 3 weeks. When I posted that, it was like that day finding out and stuff, and just getting home from the vet, and that was a day, that's for sure. But I thought I would kind of share the story of how this all happened, for one, and then what we're doing now, and then also kind of what I learned, and just if you have kitties, even kitties without asthma, because that's what we had, what to kind of like expect or maybe be prepared for, and what we possibly might do differently in the future. I'll explain. But look at her, she's so cute. She is. Anyway, so go back, let's rewind. Well, Coco's 7, and if you have actually been here, I had to look it up. Thank goodness for the vlogs, right? I actually did. When they asked her age and stuff, I was like, in my mind, I'm like 6, 7, 7. When I got her, she was so tiny. She was so tiny. We got her as a kitten, adopted her, and I remember sharing it on a vlog. I remember, so I was scrolling back, and then I looked at my post date, and it was July 2016. Is that mathin'? Something like that. But the point in telling you that is we have never had this issue at all until recently. And when I say recently, probably about 2 to 3 months ago now, 2-ish. And out of nowhere, I do have a clip, but I don't necessarily want to share it because I wanted to get a clip of this happening and share it with the vets. Easiest way, because then you don't have to explain it. You actually go, here's what's going on. But I know sometimes it can be like, it's really not that bad, but at least maybe I'm just like really like desensitized to it. But I also know sometimes seeing an animal in distress, even though it's for help, like to help you, you know, but I will explain it. I will. And you can actually, even on YouTube, because I did that too, find cat asthma symptoms, see what you can find it. And it's just like that. But basically about 2.5 months ago or so, she started kind of doing what I would describe as every cat owner knows, kind of like that, mimicking like having a hairball. And, but no, nothing was coming out. So I was like, that's weird. Okay. And technically cats can get colds, you know, it can happen. So I'm like, kind of then after a few days of that, and it was happening like once a day to like twice a day. It wasn't all day. And it was like nothing provoked it really either. It just kind of happened when it was going to happen. Anyway, so I was like, okay, maybe a cat cold. We'll give it a few days, you know, or a week. And it wasn't getting better. It wasn't getting worse, but it wasn't getting better. And again, nothing was coming out, but it's kind of like, you know how they call it like a reverse cough or reverse sneeze? Kind of like that, but it's more of this, like they put their head very low, and it just seems kind of like a hairball, mimicking that motion, and they kind of contract even. And I'm like, this is so weird, but we just kind of, again, it wasn't getting worse. We'll just kind of like see how this goes for a bit. And again, like she was eating, this is what I told the vet too, like she was eating perfectly fine, using the litter box. There was no other signs, drinking water, doing all the things, affectionate, nothing. So I'm like, okay. Well, eventually it was just like, again, it wasn't getting better. It wasn't worse, but it wasn't getting better. I would say maybe slightly worse, because some of these attacks, come to find out they were asthma attacks, are, you know, were maybe a little bit longer. And it breaks your heart, because it's like, I don't know what to do for you, you know? And so we took her to this vet. Super close to us too, which was very nice, because again, traveling with cats is never it. But she did good when she was there. She just don't like the car. But yeah, so went in there, did the whole 9, of course, blood work, x-rays, just regular exam. That's pretty much probably what they're going to want to do. And I'm telling you this too, so again, if this happens, like just kind of what to be prepared for. Is it expensive? Of course. Yes. Yes, I'll give you some numbers of like what we're doing now, and not for any other reason, just again to maybe prepare you and maybe to look into something that we're gonna look into. what we learned. So you don't have to pay certain amounts maybe. But yeah, so we did that, waited for the blood work to come back. Blood work was great, so that's good. Just to, rule out anything else. And I showed him the video once we were there. And, he did the little stethoscope thing on her, and she was being very calm, very good at that point. And he didn't really, like, from that alone, wasn't like, oh my gosh, But when they did the x-ray, it was like, yeah, severe. That rewind real quick. You might even see it over there. In that couple months before taking her, I had tried, I knew it was something kind of respiratory, but I didn't know exactly what. And I wanted to try some natural things too. Does this help? Again, I didn't really see it necessarily get too much worse or anything. So I can't say that it didn't not move you, Cokes. She might actually want one. She loves them. I tried getting these things off of Amazon. It's spry, and the respiratory and ocular support. Okay, this came up as one of the first, and they're just 2 little treats. Do you see them? Do you want some? I mean, they can't hurt you. And then did that, and then I also picked up this Prana Pets respiratory support, and they're like little drops, and actually she kind of loves this. This wasn't that hard to give her. Really not bad. But after, again, a few weeks, it was still just not changing. Anyway, back to the vet. But I just thought I would mention that too. I like the idea of going like more of a natural route if possible, of course, but this leads me to, and that's why it made me think of it, is, he did come back and say that it does seem pretty severe and just a lot of like buildup and stuff. Now, mind you, like none of us as humans in the family really, luckily we've never dealt with asthma. Like none of us have that. And I really can't even think of, like, I've had friends and stuff that have had asthma or have asthma, but not really in the immediate family. So it was just totally new to us. And yeah, so that came back. And so there's a few things that they do in this case, finding out, again, feline asthma. You can do a prednisone shot. I keep wanting to say cortisone. I don't know why, but prednisone shot. And this is good and bad. Is it effective? It is. That's the good, right? But this is what I'm learning, as far as using as a long-term solution, it's really not a good one because it is pretty hard on their system. So it's not something you're gonna do super often, but in a crisis or when it's really bad, this will help them. And so we did go ahead and do that. And they said it would take like 2 to 4 days to kick in, and it absolutely took 2 days. It totally made a difference pretty quick. And then to get an inhaler, I was like, oh my God. What are we, how are we going to do this? And I was like, okay. And I'm looking before, when I kind of was certain that it was, this anyway, after kind of researching over the last few weeks before going, I saw the little mask thing, I'll show you. And I was trying to find like an inhaler, because again, I know nothing about asthma really. I'm like, can you just get it on Amazon like everything else? Well, no. So you can get the mask, but you can't get the inhaler because you need the prescription. I was like, great. So, which I get, but it's literally, I thought, there's a cat one, right? No, it's actually an inhaler like for a human. I'm like, oh, the more you know, right? I was today years old when I learned that. And again, she's 7 years old. And the vet also said that since this has like never been a thing at all, it could be seasonal, meaning fall kind of came and it just kind of happened out of nowhere, and it could have been provoked by that, which makes the most sense because it did just kind of happen. And we may not deal with this really ever again until next year. I don't know, it's time will tell. So there could be that, or this could be like a lifelong thing. He did say that he has, like that vet has a few patients of cats that come in every 6 months. Those are more severe cases, every 6 months of the prednisone shot, and then also the inhaler too, and then some just kind of as needed. If like a bad flare-up comes and lingers for a long time, then do it as needed, of course. But the inhaler though, assuming it's, you know, let's just say through fall, if it does become seasonal, then that's what we're gonna be doing every 12 hours. And, but I guess my only thing is too of like, we're doing that, but like, I'm gonna be doing it every day, right? And then like, how will I know she doesn't have it in the spring if I keep up doing this? I don't know, we're going as we go here, but we'll see. Obviously, I think the majority of what's like better for her now is the shot that she got. I'm sure that's doing the most. And truly, after 2 days of going, she has not had not one attack, not one. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you know, the first couple days of using the inhaler, I don't know if we were truly successful, but I just kind of wanted to like get her like used to the smell of it and just kind of touching it even, and like maybe like 3 seconds. But now I got her down to like 10. I do have her down to like 10 seconds now, and I think that's pretty good. She's pretty good with it now. So there's hope, because I was like, there's no way. But go to the vet. Again, we get prescribed this inhaler. Again, a human inhaler with a prescribed, you know, prescription, take it in somewhere. And this is what I want to tell you. Well, I should give you the name of at least, well, we have like the generic brand here. We ended up doing at CVS, but he did tell us shop around, because he's like, unfortunately, this is not cheap at all, because it being that it's like a human prescription, but it's prescribed to a animal. They're not, like, if you have insurance and stuff, like, they're not, point is, I'm going to look into pet insurance next year strictly for prescription purposes. I'm going to look into it. And if that could be covered like it is for a human, it would make a world of difference, because that inhaler, the non-generic kind, is about $400 to $500. And this will be every 2 months. And the one that we got was $200 because the generic one, and it turned out CVS was like the cheapest right now for us. There may be some things we can look into online. Actually, some of you have even sent me some, which I really appreciate it. We just did that as fast as we could just to get her first one going. Now we can kind of look around, because we didn't want to wait on it. He had said too, like Costco was kind of like one he had heard was cheaper. It was actually $2.50 there, so it really wasn't this time anyway. But yeah, it's a lot. But it's because she's an animal, prescribed to an animal. If it was prescribed to me, which I'm like, well, let me just go get some asthma. I'm joking, but you get it. Then it would be whatever, you know, my insurance covers for prescriptions. So again, that's why we want to look into maybe next year, and that's why I'm just throwing it out there. If you have an option to add to your like current plan for insurance, maybe look at it. I've always heard, not to say I know this really from experience, I've always heard pet insurance usually does not work out to be like all that money saving, but if it can cover prescription and it's not super high, you know, costly a month, we're going to look into it, you know? But yeah, so basically that's where it's at, that she's got to do this a couple times a day, and we'll just kind of see how this goes. But I have to tell you too, now that it's been like over 2 weeks, almost 3, she is like a whole other cat. Like really, I mean, she's still lazy as all get out, but like she will get the zoomies more and stuff. And I guess I didn't really notice that she wasn't doing that as much. But again, she was fine. She was eating, she was doing things, but just, I can see a difference now completely. Just wanted to share that with you. That Miss Coco, the princess, we always called her the princess. Now she's truly true to her name. A little costly thing, but we wouldn't have it any other way. But Coco, don't ignore me. Coco, sweet girl. Coco. Yeah. Can we do it? So not if you show it to me, girl. No. So you buy this on Amazon, this piece right here, And this comes with 2 sizes for this too. And you put this like up on their mouths, and you want to hold it as long as you kind of can till they can at least get 2 kind of good inhales of it. But you basically just take your, your human inhaler, and you put it in here, do 1 spray into this, and then she breathes it. I'll show you how she does it. She does it pretty good. And I kind of hold the back of her neck, which I know everyone kind of like, you see someone do that and you're like, no, I get it, I do. But really, I think it calms her more because kind of mimics mama cat, right? It does. And I don't do it hard. I just do it enough to like, let her know that I'm here too, I guess. And that's been working really well. And we count to 10, and I swear she hears me and she gets it, and we do the things. Coco, sweet girl, come here. Come here, Coco. Coco, I got your blanket. You wanna come here? Come here. Coco, she can't hang, she can't do it. Come here. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Yes. Come here. Oh, thank you. Come right here. Yeah. Coco. Come on. Right. Come here. Come here. And now I'll give you a treat. I usually just praise her after, and she loves it. Yeah. Oh, what a good angel. Oh my gosh. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we show everyone how good you do? Watch. And then they say to do the pump into here like first and not super close to them because it's kind of loud and it can kind of freak them out. So I just do like that. And she kind of knows. Ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, you're a good girl. You did good. We're doing great with this. Come here. She's gonna knock you over. Come here, good girl. She's like totally good with it though, she is. Come here, you want 2 little treats? Here, right here. There you go. Oh yeah, that's yummy. Yeah, you take that, take your time. But that's where we're at with it. And I just thought I would give an update here because I haven't officially with that. But again, over on Instagram, I had just kind of explained that like, or just a quick post of, yeah, get that, get it. Yeah. That's what we found out. And we just, in my mind at that time of just finding out too, it was like, how are we going to get this cat to do an inhaler? Like really? But I mean, she kind of moves back, but wouldn't you? But she's like, okay. So, and she doesn't run away even after and hide for an hour like many cats would, she's cool. So yeah, she's a good girl. And then you just clean this little light soap, warm water, call it good, every 12 hours. Yeah, ish, So that's where that's at. I just wanted to give you an update on the old Cokes. You want to come over here again? You don't know? Come here. Come here. Come eat biscuits. Come eat biscuits. Yeah. Come on. Oh my gosh, yes. Such a princess. Oh my gosh. Yes. So it could be seasonal, like I said. We will see how this goes, but she is doing great. She is. And it's just so weird too, because like we have 3 cats total and 1 dog, and the others are completely fine. Completely fine. If it's seasonal too, here's the other part of like, if it's from outside sources, right? Like basically we should like really never open our windows or the doors and stuff. I mean, obviously come in and out, but like more than you have to. And I mean, I get it, but you gotta be realistic too of like, sometimes some things aren't super realistic, but again, she's been really, really good since we got her that and the inhaler. She's doing well, so we'll see. We will see. Hi, kid. Yeah. She's just so silly. You really are. Yeah. You make your biscuits. Here. She'll bite it, and she'll make her biscuits. You gonna make your biscuits? Yeah? Yeah. Every cat like does that differently too. Like some will just do the little kneading thing, but she bites the blanket and does it. You do. Well, you do. I'm sorry, but it's true. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, just thought I'd give you that little update, my friends.